whatever podcast seems to be a fairly popular podcast that somehow came across my short feed the other day. And there was a very interesting comment made by the host.
All the women could leave the country. All the men had to stay. You could not leave the country. You cannot leave Ukraine if you were a man between the ages of 18 and like 60 or 65. If you're a Ukrainian woman, you get to go to Stockholm, you get to go to Great Britain, you get to continue your hot girl summer. You know what the Ukrainian men were doing? Getting massacred.
So how true is that comment? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. And if an open conversation is something you prefer, then this is the place for you. Welcome to The Point, so let's talk about it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Some individuals who make videos on this platform have attacked that host and that podcast, its platform, its content, for a wide range of reasons. That's not what we're doing here, so I don't want anybody to think that. I'm just simply making the statement he's completely wrong here in that scenario. Now, to fill you in on the rest of the story, essentially what he is saying is that feminism ends when there's a crisis at hand. And he makes the statement that when the war in Ukraine started, all the females left the country. And he implies that not only did they leave the country, they all left the country to go to clubs and bars all over the world and party it up while their fathers and brothers and boyfriends and husbands were fighting and passing away. He even goes on to mention that several of these people had connected with him through various dating apps. But what he's saying is just absolutely 100% factually incorrect. And before anybody says anything about any type of white knighting or any of that nonsense or whatever the trend search term is, you just pump the brakes too. Because just the truth is the truth. It's got nothing to do with anything else. Just to me personally, it seems if you're trying to talk to a group of individuals of a particular demographic and you want your message to resonate and come across as something that they can learn from, you probably shouldn't do it with such a demeaning manner, which seems to be what he did in this particular scenario. Because the fact remains, women did fight in Ukraine. In fact, I'll play these clips for you right here.
The people of Kiev are mobilizing. Women bring in empty bottles to be made into Molotov cocktails. In an eastern suburb of the city, Raisa Shmatko's front yard has turned into a staging area. Shmatko is a grandmother and a retired economist. Now she spends her days preparing for battle. These are the only weapons she has, but she says she's ready to fight.
Now, as you can see in all those videos, you had a wide age group of females who very early on in this conflict did what they could to support their loved ones. So the notion feminism ends during a conflict is absolutely incorrect. Now, were there individuals in this conflict who intentionally told their wives and daughters to pack their bags and get out so I can fight? Absolutely. Because how can that guy fight when he's worried about his significant other or some other special woman in his life? So it is an overall benefit to the success of this operation that President Zelensky issues a statement and says, hey, all y'all can leave. Please vacate the area. We got some stuff to do here, and we don't want to have to worry about y'all. But to go one step further, with Brian Atlas implying that absolutely no women are sticking around to tough this thing out, can be further proved wrong with this clip right here. And as y'all saw there, a large number of women not only stayed behind, they have now joined the fight. And they are actively engaging in the front line to defeat Russian soldiers. And it doesn't just happen in Ukraine. You can see what's going on in Israel. In fact, I would make the guess that for any operation to have an overall success, it will involve the collective effort of all individuals, both male and female, to ensure success. Now, why Brian Atlas intentionally sets out to belittle other individuals that he is supposedly trying to educate is beyond me. I have no idea. I can only speak for myself. I'm not in any way, shape, or form attacking or targeting that individual, and I highly doubt that he even cares at all what I say, and that's fine too. Y'all can all have your own point of view on feminism, the rights of women, the rights of men. It's a free country. Do what you want. And if you see any of these things differently, you can let me know down in the comments below. Other than that, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. Y'all stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one.